Hey everybody, welcome back. We are watching episode 4 of Chernobyl. We have gotten to the point where more of the truth is starting to come out. They're still trying to figure out why the reactor exploded. It sounds like they're setting it up as sabotage because the two guys that were in the unit claim that they pushed the button. Now, that being said, I don't remember them pushing the button in all the descriptor stuff that they were doing. I remember the lead guy arguing with the senior engineer. I don't know if they're just saying what they're saying because it's protocol and they don't want to get into further trouble even though they're dying, or if they truly did push the button that they were supposed to push and then the explosion happened and that sort of thing. And they might have shown us those guys right after the explosion because I think that's how they set it up. We saw the fireman and his wife. The explosion happened. It rocked their apartment. And then they showed the engineers at the plant. So they may not have shown us what actually happened because we don't actually know what happened. And that's a good way to avoid putting misinformation out. And considering some of the folks that have commented on it were involved or there when it happened and said that this is pretty accurate. There's some things I disagree with, but otherwise pretty accurate. I'm going to assume that they never found out what exactly set off the reactor. Okay, so that's where we're at with things. Let's go ahead and watch episode 4. This is the episode before the finale. So we'll see how I hold together. This one's called The Happiness of All Mankind. And that sounds like they're trying to make things look better than it really is, but I'm not sure. I thought there was a fly in my ear. Is he going to kill her? Oh, he killed himself? Oh, he killed the cow. I think he was going to have to kill the cow anyhow because it's considered contaminated according to the meeting that they had. It's just sad. You know, I'm listening to the score that they have going, and after reading that they based the score off of sounds from a power plant, that sound right there reminds me of how the metal will kind of screech as hot air is going through it. You know, it has the knocking and the screeching sound. So that's kind of what that's reminding me of. I don't know if that's actually what inspired this part of the score or not, but it's interesting how people take sounds that can be everyday or out there that you don't think about and then turn it into music. Billie Eilish and Phineas being people who do that. You know, listening to their breakdowns, it's amazing how they came up with different things. So, gotta get the robots there. Are they gonna helicopter drop it? So that would explain the flashlights. Were these the boys they were showing earlier at the playground? Well, it wasn't necessarily a playground, but they were coming back from something. Or those are recruits for the military. Overturning the earth, which we heard them talk about doing. I'm confused as to why he didn't get impacted as much as all the other guys on the scene. I mean, he was walking around the whole plant checking things out. He went towards the core to see if there was a core there or not. So why isn't he dead? I mean, all the others have died. Ouch, ouch, ouch. All the others have died, so he doesn't even have blisters. I'm confused. If they show us all of this, I'm not going to be a fan of it. I'll go ahead and tell you guys that. You can tell he's not had any gun safety. He didn't kill it. It looks like it's got a jackhammer on the end of it. Okay, so I was right about how they were getting them up there. So where the lies are still hurting them. We never did finish what happened with the miners. This was during the Cold War. During or just after. I'll have to look that up. He's getting better at it. Dog eat dog world. Somebody was left behind. We need the vomit scene. Wonder if that's like a mourner's song. So sending more men to die in order to save millions. I understand that part. It's going to take them forever to do it this way. So 7 months? 6, 7 months? I think it exploded in April, didn't it? So 7 months later. 7 or 8.
She gave birth. A girl. The baby lived for 4 hours. They said the radiation would have killed the mother, but the baby absorbed it instead. Her baby.
Oh, wow.
Someone has to start telling the truth.
I'm with her on that.
I served the Soviet Union. I served the Soviet Union. I served the Soviet Union.
Is that a smokestack from one of the reactors? Are these all the babies from... Well, those mothers were showing, though. So it's not from when the explosion happened. So I was just looking, and the Cold War lasted from 47 to 1991. I believe Reagan was given credit for helping the Cold War come to an end. So this happened during the Cold War, which is why they felt the U.S. would not help. And they may be right. They may not have. Hard to say. As far as the egg sac, that's probably the best term you could use for that. It looks like chastity belts from back in the day, but when they first introduced it and he was going to put it on under his pants rather than over top of his pants, I was like, well, nobody else is wearing theirs over their pants. So I thought, well, maybe it's just a gag. But then they showed them wearing them over their pants. I'm an animal lover, even knowing that the animals are probably contaminated and are going to die anyhow. I probably would still have a hard time doing it. That job I would not be able to do, even though I understand it. I don't like hunting. I if somebody's going to hunt though, I want them to use the meat, use the skin, you know. I want them to use the animal and not waste anything. So trophy hunting I do not like. Hunting I don't like, but I can understand. The guy was talking about war in Afghanistan and all that, and what it was like to shoot his first human. I don't know if I could ever put myself in that position. I don't know if I ever could do it. Well, let me rephrase that. I could do it if they were coming at me. If I'm the on the offensive, I don't know if I could do it. Defensive, yeah, I could. And all these animals, they're on the offense with taking out the animals. So the mental health on all the different aspects, mental health on having to kill all the animals, the mental health on the soldiers who are having to evacuate people, especially the ones who are like, nope, not leaving, I'm standing my ground. Um, the mental health of those that are directly exposing themselves, even even the mental health of even the general, I think he's a general, Boris. I did catch that name, Boris and Log- Logosov. I'm messing up the middle of the name. The professor, even the mental health of both of them, knowing what they've been exposed to, knowing the lies, knowing what the truth is, knowing that because they are on the front line, they're going to end up with cancer or some other anomaly that they talked about. So I think this episode was mainly about the mental health of the people. So we've got one more episode. Thank you for joining me on this one. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.